Today, we will answer a math challenge given by one of our followers. And the question goes like this. What is the value of the limit of 1 minus cosine theta all over theta as theta approaches to 0? Now, here's some hints. So the hint is the limit of sine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 simply equivalent to 1. Now, pause this video right now and see if you can answer this question, because I will show you the solution in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so given this limit, so the goal is to evaluate this limit. So the limit of 1 minus cosine theta all over theta as theta approaches to 0, given this hint that the limit of sine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 is simply equivalent to just 1. Now, if we try to plug in theta equals to 0, we get 1 minus cosine 0 all over 0. And cosine 0 is just 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So we get 0 over 0. This is indeterminate form. And without using L'Hopital's rule, so how do we evaluate this limit? So here's one of the possible way. So first, let's multiply 1 minus cosine theta over theta with 1 plus cosine theta over 1 plus cosine theta. This is just 1. Now, let's multiply the numerator. And notice we have here sum and difference. So using this technique, if we have x minus y multiplied by x plus y, this is simply equivalent to x squared minus y squared. So the numerator is simply equal to 1 squared minus cosine squared theta. Now, the denominator, don't distribute this theta to 1 plus cosine theta. Alright? And what we're going to do here is to use some identity. So we have here Pythagorean identity. If we have sine squared x, simply equivalent to 1 minus cosine squared x. Therefore, 1 minus cosine squared theta simply equivalent to sine squared theta. And let's focus on this result. And then what we're going to do is to split this sine squared theta into sine theta times sine theta. Now, since multiplication is commutative, we can rewrite this as sine theta over theta multiplied by sine theta over 1 plus cosine theta. Now, at this point, we can now evaluate this limit because we can now use this hint. Because we know the limit of sine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 simply equal to 1, and also sine theta over 1 plus cosine theta, this is not 0 over 0. So let's evaluate this limit. So we know the limit of sine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 is 1, and we can now plug in theta equals to 0. So sine 0 over 1 plus cosine 0. Now sine 0 is 0 and cosine 0 simply equal to 1. Now we have 1 times 0 over 1 plus 1 simply equal to 2. And 1 times 0 simply equal to 0. Therefore, given this hint that the limit of sine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 equals 1, then the limit of 1 minus cosine theta over theta as theta approaches to 0 simply equal to 0. And this is our answer to this question. And as always, we are done.